Welcome back to the journey. So far, we've established some fundamental concepts, but we haven't really defined what the journey is. So today, I'm going to show you how to create SMART goals to be more successful in your journey. And now there are 4 components in doing this: a journey, a goal, milestones, and steps. A journey is like the theme of the goals you're trying to reach. It could be a theme of fitness, a theme of academics, professional development, or for this channel, kind of like a theme of self-improvement. Next, you have a goal, which is just a end result, an achievement you want to learn, do, or have. And then you have the milestones, which are meant to shrink the distance to the goal. If you want to weigh a certain amount, going from like 300 to 100 pounds is a big difference, but a milestone lets you aim for smaller increments to shrink the distance of the end goal to be more motivated and stay on task. And the steps are really just tasks you can do to achieve that goal easier. In order to be effective, your goals need to be SMART. That is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Being specific is just having an endpoint in mind. What is the victory condition of the goal? Measurable is making sure that you can track and do the goal. How are you going to show the progress, and how are you actually going to attain that progress? Being achievable is the reality check. Can you actually get this goal? Is it something that you physically or mentally can realistically achieve in this life? Then there's being relevant. How relevant is this goal to the journey? Because the journey is the theme. Let's say fitness. You want to make sure if you're doing fitness, all your goals pertain to that journey. Lastly, there is binding it by time. It is a good way to motivate yourself to complete a task or a goal in a specific set of time. If you have a artificial time period, like you give yourself, like I want to do something in a year, or there's, like, say, an event giving you an actual time period. Let's say there's a marathon in 6 months that you have to train for. These 5 things contribute to a very smart and strong goal that you can use to contribute to your journey. To demonstrate this, we're going to use the journey of fitness, for example, and we're going to start by listing off the plain goals. Lift more weight and gain more weight. Then we're going to start by converting to a SMART goal, as we just mentioned. The first thing we do is make it specific. Saying to lift more and gain more weight isn't really anything we can achieve. How is that measured? What is the victory condition? So let's say we want to bench 225, squat 315, and weigh 165 pounds. We've made it more specific, and it's actually achievable at this point. Next, we're going to make it measurable. How can we actually achieve this goal, and how can we show for it? For lifting more weight, let's start by going to the gym 5 days a week and maxing out every 2 weeks on those 2 workouts. For gaining more weight, let's start by eating 3,000 calories a day and weighing yourself every morning. Next is the reality check. Can you actually legitimately obtain these goals in the real world? Looking at the goals, the bench weight might be a little too high because never been there before. So we're going to lower that, but the goal of gaining more weight seems reasonable. So we're going to have the same goal, but we're going to reduce the weight to a more reasonable amount. Let's say we want to bench 185, squat 315, 5 days a week, maxing out every other week, and we'll keep the weight gain goal the same. Weigh 165, 3,000 calories a day, weigh yourself every morning. It's doable, so we check that off. We're going to now check to make sure these goals are relevant. Our journey was about fitness, and our 2 goals was to lift more and gain more weight, which both pertain to physical health, so that checks off. And then we need to ask ourselves, is it a right time to do these goals? We just made sure they were actually achievable physically, like literally, but now you have to look into your life. Can you actually achieve it right now? Is it the right time to do it? Should you wait till you're out of school? Should you wait till you have a better job? Are you financially burdened? These goals are pretty easy for almost anyone to do. That's why I use them as an example. So we're going to also check this thing off. They're good. Lastly is binding your goal by time. Personally, I don't like doing this because, like, what happens if you don't hit the time limit? You just give up and fail and just stop the goal? Not really, because the goals are kind of never ending, where once you hit it, you kind of increase a little bit and you go forever. We're just creating the initial victory condition before we look back and say, okay, what's the next goal? But your journey, your goals might actually need a time limit, because let's say you want to run a marathon in 6 months. You only have 6 months to hit that goal, so you need to actually limit to time. I personally don't do this in my own goals, but for this example, I will. So let's say we want to bench 185, squat 315 in 1 year by going to the gym 5 days a week and maxing out every 2 weeks. And then we want to weigh 165 again in 1 year by eating 3,000 calories a day and weighing yourself every morning. Those are bound by time and may give you artificial motivation, but I treat this step as optional. Now we can set some milestones for our goals. And the great thing about fitness goals is that it's really easy to set milestones. We can just say a milestone would be benching 155, squatting 255, for example, and weighing 150. Like I said earlier, the milestones are meant to shrink the distance to the end goal. Going from, squatting 100 to 300 pounds is a big change, but maybe going from 100 to 150 and then 150 to 200 and doing these smaller goals may help you stay motivated in the long run until you can form a habit of sorts to always do that goal forever. So we have our goals, we have our milestones. Now we can look at any additional steps to take to achieve that goal. For our weight training goal, there's not really much else we can do because we're already going to the gym and we're already maxing out, so we're pretty much good. If you had a different goal like running a marathon, you could say, okay, a task is run on the weekend, jog every morning. Those are easy tasks to do for that goal. But for our weight gaining journey, our weight gaining goal, we can do loads of things like track calories, meal plan, meal prep, cook at home instead of eating out, and all sorts of things. It's really depending on the goal, because some goals you can do lots of tasks to achieve it, and some goals you just have to do what is measurable and eventually you'll get it. So, we went from a boring, dumb goal of just lifting more and weighing more and converting it to a smart goal with milestones and steps that are easier to achieve to stay motivated. And this can be applied to any journey or any goals in your life. It could be professional, academic, social, or in the case of the channel, an entire broad self-improvement, because the journey can be as specific or broad as you want. I recommend starting out with just a couple goals in the beginning, because going from no goals to everything you've been pushing off for the last 5 years is really overwhelming. You want to just hit the top 2, top 3 most important goals that really would make the largest impact of your life, like going to the gym, fitness, productivity, mental health, and anything like that. And I'm going to put up some of my personal goals of this journey if you want inspiration of what you can do and when you make your own. If this video helped you create smart goals, please give it a like. And if you're ready to change your life, subscribe and join the journey. I'll see you in the next one.